I used to make mixtapes in the crib and get on the train and figure out how to, my little CBS job or whatever I had at the time, and dub tapes, at some of these dub places. And I used to go literally physically to the Jamaica Ave and to the mixtape spots downtown Brooklyn, Beach Street, Canal Street, 125th Street, all the mixtape spots, and try to get them to take my tapes. I used to go to clubs. Like these DJs nowadays be like, how you do it? How you get in the clubs? I used to go to the clubs with CDs, mixtapes I did, and go to the promoter and say, please let me DJ. This is me DJing on this tape or this CD. Let me DJ. I'll open up for the opener. You don't even got to pay me at first. I'll open up for the opener. I just want you to hear me. I feel like a lot of people now don't want to do the free grind for a while. To just
gotta listen to him. You can learn something.
Listen to him.
Real. And that's plenty. I remember before I got on radio in New York, I was broke in that Hoopty Neon, and I got a radio gig because I was in the clubs in Hartford, Connecticut at Power 104.1 in Hartford, Connecticut, which is not a hip hop station anymore, but at the time it was. And I used to drive 2.5 to 3 hours there and back every day, 6 days a week, just to do an hour of radio. Except for Friday, it was 4 hours. And I didn't have the money. Like sometimes I didn't have gas money. The program director had to give me, $20-$40 for gas and stuff like that. And I used to do that every day, sitting in traffic, rush hour traffic, for hours. I don't know. I traveled the world back then for very little money just to get my name out there in other areas. So I did a lot of free work, just to get on.
I mean,
I was broke. I also bet on myself. Like there was a time that I stopped working regular jobs and I put everything into this.
Message. No, we talk.
I gave myself no other option.
Got it on.
Bro, that's our slogan. Bet on yourself is on our merch. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, that's a good time to let y'all know that we do got the merch. Nice. Scan the QR code, because if you want to see the code, you know what I mean? You got the joint. You heard what Sus said. He said, bet on yourself. This is what we doing. We quit our jobs. We tell y'all the story every week. So scan the QR code, get with the realest. All right, my bad. Yeah, I got it.
I was gonna say something, Sus. Back in that time when you were coming up, it was a transition and happening to the point where the DJ was starting to get like almost like more notoriety than the artist, like you said. But back in the day, they were one and two, they were inseparable, right? But at a certain point, there was a shift where like people was going to the club to hear the DJ or see who's DJing tonight. You know what I mean? And then with people being successful with now dropping mixtapes and stuff on their own, Clue, Funk Master Flex, the 60 Minutes of Funk, and all them, things. And now they're being super successful as a DJ, not an artist. What made you not look at that and say maybe that's the route that you wanted to go, where you still could DJ but kind of be like, more of like putting out albums and stuff like that on an artist level? You ever thought about that?
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know. I tried to do that. I have some records out. So Google DJ Sus One featuring Floyd Mayweather, French Montana, Junior Reed, Jadakiss, and Lloyd Banks. I put out a record called Champion.
Okay,
that was good. I put out a record called Let 'Em Lay with Mano. Then we did the remix, Let 'Em Lay remix with Mano, Waka Flocka at the time, The Lox, Fat Joe, and Jim Jones. I put out a record called That Work with me, French Montana, Uncle Murder. Who else was on that record? Uncle Murder, Cassidy, Joel Ortiz, and Vado. I put out mad music. Like if you go stream my name, I've even put out records that people don't know that I'm rapping on them. If you go stream DJ Sus,
it's crazy.
I didn't know that.